And welcome back to Axis and Allies 1914 House Rules. And this is part 2 of research and development. So in this video, we'll be talking about all the developments and technology from the first row. So that is here, the initial tech. That is the tech that was available in 1914 when the war started, that the powers already started with or had access to from the beginning of the war. So that's available in round 1. So we got 5. We got airship raids, railway network, seaplane carriers, coastal defense, and heavy siege guns, and of course, researcher's choice. Then optionally, we can have some powers start with them. Start with some developments already. So optionally, you can have Germany start with airship raids and railway network and heavy siege guns, then France with railway network, and then Ottomans with coastal defense. So let's go through each one by one and talk about how each one works. So we'll start here with airship raids. Now airship raids represent the Zeppelins, the big airship raids that were very famous during the war. Of course, Germany starts with them because they're very notable for that. Talk about how they work. So let's say we're Germany. So basically, we can launch airship raids. So basically, after our combat phase, we can choose to raid any uncontested enemy territory or sea zone that is free of friendly units, so there's no friendly units on our side there in the zone. It has to be it can be up to 3 spaces away from any of our uncontested homeland territory. So any homeland territory, that's touching our capital. So basically no colonies, basically. So any of our homeland territories that are uncontested, so that we control completely. So it has to be at least up to 3 spaces away. So that gives us a good amount of range. So for an example, we can hit Paris. That is, we can hit it from Alsace. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that works. So in the raid, essentially, we automatically assign a hit to the defenders. So we can basically remove a unit of our choice. So it has to be a land or sea unit. We can't hit the fighter because it's an area unit. So we're going to choose to hit one of the artilleries. And that's automatically just goes away. And then we would go on to our next phase. So yeah, that's an airship raid. So let's go look at another example. Let's say the British have some ships out here in Sea Zone 8, which is also 3 spaces away. So from Ruhr, go 1 to Belgium, 2 to Picardy, and then 3 right there. So we could automatically take a hit there. Now we can't hit the transport because transports still have to be taken last as casualties. So we're going to hit the battleship. Now battleships can take 2 hits, so we would only damage it. So yeah, in case you're wondering, that's how that works. So yeah, that's airship raids. Pretty quick summary. That's how they work. Pretty simple. Oh, and one more thing about airship raids. If we're hitting an enemy capital, such as, let's say we want to raid London, instead of taking Paris, instead of taking out a unit, for example with Paris, instead of removing that unit, we could choose alternatively to roll a die, and then that player would have to deduct that many IPCs directly from their bank. So that represents like the damage done on the industries and stuff. So yeah, this technology is very similar to rockets in 1940 Global. So that's airship raids. Let's go on to number 2, one of my personal favorites, which is railway networks. So that represents all the mobilizations and movements of troops that were done using railways during the war. So in this role, it's more of a knowing the limitations than than what you actually can do. So basically, your ground units, or you can use trains and railway networks to redeploy them quickly. So each turn, you can take up to 8 of your land units and move unlimited spaces. So this is instead of your normal movement. So for example, transports, you can't transport and then move, obviously. So you get to move unlimited spaces within friendly, uncontested homeland territories, or within friendly, uncontested territories. So basically, you can't start or end your movement in territories that are controlled or contested by the enemy, territories that are neutral, or any colony. You can move into minor aligned territories, or minor aligned power capitals, but you'd have to stop when you enter it. You can't move through it. You can enter it, but you have to stop. So how does that work practically? That's a lot, so let's see how that really works. So example, France has it. They can move up to 8 of their units. So for example, the 8 here in Paris. You can move unlimited movements, so you can take all 8. You can move them to Lorraine. That works. Or we could, let's go back to Paris. Now it's unlimited movement through any friendly, uncontested territory. So we couldn't go into Alsace because we don't control it or contest it. Well, actually, we can't. Even if it was contested, we can't move in either. But any friendly territory, so even Italy, could move through Italy, go to Venice, or all the way down to Naples if we really wanted. So go Germany over here, what they can do. It doesn't all have to be from the same spot either. For example, it has to be just only land units, so tanks are included. So you can move these 2 guys all the way across the country to Alsace. You could take 6 guys from here, so that's 2. And then now 5 plus 1, that's 6, so that means 8 total. So after we move him, we can't move anymore. And we can move him through Austria. Anywhere in Austria, really. You know? And even better, if a friendly power, or we control Serbia, and Bulgaria has already been activated, or if Bulgaria hasn't been activated, we could move into Bulgaria, and activate it. Or, if Bulgaria was already activated, we can make the, this is a central power strategy, the Berlin to Baghdad Railway can move all the way from Germany through friendly controlled Serbia, through Bulgaria, and into the Ottoman Empire. Now, remember I said no colonies? So, for example, the Ottomans, I have one here. They can move here, and look, they control Egypt. But even if they control Egypt, they can't do that rail movement from that far. They can still move from Transjordan into Egypt like normal, but they can't do that rail movement. Also over here, this French guy can't move through Africa to get all the way around there using rail. Nope. Can only move normally through Africa. You can move through any territory you control, like neutrals. So let's say the Ottomans control Persia, so they could move through there. They could use rail to move into Persia, because it's not a colony, but they have to control it first. If it was neutral, they couldn't like move in to attack it from far away, you know. So that's basically railway movements in a nutshell. So it's kind of populated. It's more complicated. It's more about knowing the limitations. So okay, number 3 is seaplane carriers. Nobody starts with that one because doing the research, I realized a lot of powers actually had seaplane carriers. So instead of giving it to pretty much everyone, I figured if everyone has it, then no one's going to start with it. So yeah, it's better than just like having everyone have it. Besides, plus they have to be notable. The country has to be like notable. For example, Germany Zeppelins. So it has to be very notable in that field. So seaplane carriers, basically you can land fighters directly onto transports and take off directly from transports. So for example, Italy has a transport here, fighter, they can land it directly on there, and then the transport can, on the next move, transport it. If it was a French transport, they could move it on France turn, and then also they could take off from there, for example. So like we said, one move they go there, and then the next move they can, fly off to Egypt or something. I don't know. But in addition, while planes are seaplane carriers, also means that we have seaplanes, which means fighters can participate in all naval battles. So for example, the Austrians come through here, they're going to attack, so the battleship and the fighter would participate. The fighter rolls at a 2, there's no air supremacy, it just rolls at 2 like normal. It can hit the sub, unless the sub submerges after the first round of combat, but it can still hit the sub like normal, like any other ship. And yeah, that's seaplane carriers. Number 4 is coastal defense. Now the elements start with it, so let's look at them. So this represents, increased mines, barrages, torpedo nets, submarine nets, and then those little pesky torpedo boats. They can sink ships, and also like big coastal guns and batteries. Now I gave it to the Ottomans because of the Gallipoli landings, because yes, they managed to fend off the British and French. So, and yeah, plus it really helps protect Constantinople because the Allies can really knock down the doors there if they really wanted to. So basically, coastal defense means that all your sea mines, instead of hitting at just a 1, they now hit at a 1 or a 2. So for example, the British come through here, they try to attack or make a landing. So now, instead of hitting just a 1, it's a 1 or a 2. So cruiser, that's a hit. Transport, another hit. Okay, see, now it's a 2. And then battleship, no hits. So wow, they managed to take out 2 ships. And without this coastal defense, they would have only managed to take out the cruiser. So yeah, pretty useful. Then the last one is heavy siege guns. So that's all about the powerful Big Berthas, railway guns, super heavy howitzers. So the Germans started the war with those Big Bertha guns. The French later developed railway guns. But yeah, so basically, you get to re-roll any missed artillery attacks. So let's say Germany, they're moving into Belgium. Sorry about the focus there. So let's say they're moving into Belgium. So they got 3 artillery. Grab my dice, and so we got 3 artillery, hitting at a 3 or less. So we got 2 hits and a 1 miss. So now we can re-roll any misses we have, and it still missed. But hey, makes our artillery a lot more powerful because they can re-roll misses. And that's heavy siege guns. And yeah, so that's all 5 of the technologies from the first row and how they work. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. In the next part we will be talking about the second row. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this was useful, and hope you guys can have fun with these technologies in your games. They are all I tried to make them all useful for pretty much any power. Thinking back of it, I think United States is probably not going to enjoy having airship raids, but someone's going to think, hey, what can the United States hit from, Washington? They could pretty much raid the entire Atlantic, clear it of any German submarines. If there's a some pesky submarines out there, they could bam, just take them out. What about railway networks? Well, yeah, once the Americans get into France, they can, move around wherever they want. But yeah, I think they're fun. So anyway, hope you enjoy it. Please look forward to the next one, and please like and subscribe and comment what you think, and let me know if you have any questions. All right, see you next time. Bye.